Everybody is telling you to build an AI automation agency, but nobody is telling you how to sell your AI automations to prospects. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I sell AI automations and other softwares without ever taking any sales calls, because frankly, I hate it. And the truth is, the AI automation gurus out there that are doing $100K a month or upwards of $1 million every single month aren't taking sales calls. They're doing this one strategy, which has been around forever, and I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So let's say this is you. You've built an AI automation, or you want to build an AI automation or AI service agency using either GoHighLevel or Make or Notion, Airtable, or NAN, and other platforms like this. But you have no idea how to actually sell them. No one's told you how to sell them. And the reason why is because selling is the hardest part of running the business. It is the marketing and it is the sales. Frankly, the marketing and the sales for these sorts of products is always going to be the make it or break it, because there are thousands of people all selling the same thing. And the differentiator is how you're selling it and how you're marketing it. So there are two choices: one-on-one sales calls and auto webinars. And I'm going to tell you why 99% of you are talking about one-on-one sales calls. That's what you're trying to do. You're probably thinking about cold outbound or cold DMing or one-on-one sales in general. And I'm going to tell you how we use auto webinars to do this. Now, if you hear the word webinar and you think early 2000s marketing guru, you're right, because it's been around forever. But there's a reason that the biggest people in the industry are still running webinars, and why they won't tell you that they're running webinars, because they don't want you to compete with them, because all of the biggest players out there are running webinars. So let's break down some of the differences between one-on-one sales calls and auto webinars. Now, most people that are doing one-on-one sales, whether it's in the DMs, in email, in text, or on the phone, or on meetings, are burned out, they're stressed, they have no time to deliver the products that they're actually selling, and they have no systems or scalability. And this is really the most important thing here, because when you're meeting with people 24/7 and you're on the phone with prospects all the time, you have no time to build systems, to improve your product, to deliver your product, or scale. Versus millionaires, the people that are absolutely crushing it in the space, have more energy, they're able to do more, they're able to constantly improve the more important things in their product, like rather than making a better sales calling script, which can help your one-on-one sales, they're making a better offer, a better product, a better positioning, a better brand. They're moving the big levers that make the biggest impact in the business, and they can scale effortlessly because they're running auto webinars. Now, whether it's an automated webinar or live webinars, both work great, but I'm a huge fan of auto webinars, and I'm not speaking just out of my butt. I want you to know that I've actually tried this before, and this is what I do with every single software offer out there. So I'm actually going to show you my open database. Now, there's no info in here that's actually like customer specific, but you can see in here we have 325 records inside of our database of users for my software. And this software was started in mid 2025. So as of the time of filming this video, it's only been around for about 6 months. And we have 325 active users, people that have gotten on trials, people that are paying monthly, and people that are getting started. All these users are actually active in the platform. We have a lot of people that are creating links, utilizing the platform, and all of this came from webinars. And the beautiful part is I never had a live webinar with any of these people. These were all customers that came in from auto webinars. And the beautiful part about running those webinars was that over the past 6 months of me starting my SaaS suite.ai, I have been able to have more energy and to do more. I've been able to constantly improve my app and my service, and I've been able to scale. It is the best thing that I have ever done. Now, of course, you're asking, how do I even get started with webinars? Webinars can feel like something that's really scary for a lot of people, because They are time intensive to set up. You have to build sales presentations. You have to meet with people. You have to actually figure out what your sales deck is, right? Instead of just talking off of your brain, you have to actually build something before actually doing marketing. And they also don't know what platforms to use. So I'm going to walk you through all of the different tools that I use transparently and how I use them in my business. So first, let me go ahead and show you the first part of the process, which is actually my webinar landing page, which was built on Lovable. If you've never used lovable.dev before, this is Lovable is a fantastic product. That is an AI website and app builder. I'm a huge proponent of Lovable. Some people hate it. I absolutely love it. I've run everything on it. And you can just ask it to create a landing page. That's what I have done with Lovable. There's lots of templates for you too, and you can make it really look really freaking good. And I'm pretty happy with that. So if you actually go to saassuite.ai/webinar, you can see my auto webinar. You can take notes from how I present. You can learn more about my landing page. Let me kind of run you through the first step, which is the landing page. First, we have a call out. This is really important on your landing page whenever you are actually selling using an auto webinar. This section is really crucial. So the first thing is this call out. This is our attention high level users because my software is for high level users. You want to have attention real estate agents, attention coaches, consultants, whatever niche you're dealing with. You want that tag. That was a huge impact, made my webinar page get way better registrations. The second one is you need to come up with a good headline. You can really split test these as much as you want, but a good headline will have some marketing lingo and everything, right? The number one way to attract sticky SaaS customers, like you do have to be a little bit goofy with it and say, attract sticky SaaS customers like a magnet and keep them for life, right? It's a little fun, but it's different. And that really matters whenever you're creating your webinar landing pages. And then we also have our next section, which is removing that pain. So you think of a pain point for your customers without doing any onboarding calls or customer support whatsoever. Next, we have our registration button, which opens up a pop-up in order to actually view our webinar. Now, we're going to stop right here with our landing page because you're probably wondering, what the heck is this? This is our pop-up. It says next session. Like, this all looks really good. How do we actually build this? And I'm doing this with a software called Viral Meetings. You can learn more about it at getviralmeetings.com. This is a webinar software that I use in order to build auto webinars. It's got unlimited attendees, all sorts of great features and AI features. There's a quick little video on their site to teach you a little bit about the platform. And this is the platform that I use. So the way that this works, before we go over the rest of the landing page, I want to show you the webinar setup in Viral Meetings itself. So let's go ahead and go to viralmeetings.com. Again, if you want to get started, it's getviralmeetings.com. And here is that webinar that I was just talking about. Now, we have 214 registrants, 99 attendees. If we go ahead and look at our analytics, you can see we don't even really have a great registration rate right now. We only have a 21% registration rate, but we have a 46% attendance rate, which means about half of the leads that come in actually watch the webinar. And inside of the software, there's so many different pieces of analytics that help me figure out exactly what I need to improve with the webinar. Now, I will admit, I'm still new to the webinar space and I'm figuring this out, but I want to bring you guys along this journey with me as I continue to do it, so that way you guys aren't being left behind. Now, we can also view stats like our webinar completion rate, our average time in the webinar, our offer clicks in the webinar, etc., our replay attendees, things like that. So as you can see here, we can see lots of stuff that's really helpful. For example, our average time in the webinar is 27 minutes. 27 minutes. And then our average time in replay is 51 minutes. Now, I want to bring this up and really highlight this because this is just so exciting. I have spent 51 minutes or 27 minutes with these 100 people that have come to this specific webinar, and I never had to actually meet with them. I just recorded a video and uploaded it to the software, ran traffic to the page, and now all of these customers had almost half an hour to an hour's worth of nurturing by me without me having to meet with them one-on-one. For reference, if I actually spent an hour with each one of these people, it would have taken me 99 hours to do the amount of sales nurturing that this webinar does while I'm sleeping. That's why this is so crucial, because your customers get to actually watch a movie about yourself, about your business, about your product, about your AI automation, and you never have to meet with them. It's so, so awesome. And then you can also see, this is my attendance stats over time. So this is actually pretty good for the webinar world. We've got pretty high attendance until the very end, which is because about right here, I present my offer, and about right here, this is just FAQ and Q&A. So most people are gone by that point, unless they have frequently asked questions or they want to ask things in the chat. So this is really, really fantastic. So again, if you want to learn more about how I run my webinars, go to SaaSuite.ai, click Save My Seat, and then you can select one of the auto just-in-time sessions. We can see here we've got one in 3 minutes. We'll go ahead and put Save My Seat in here. And then what this does is this gives you your webinar session link. Now, the second thing we're talking about with the webinars is our thank you page. So I already showed you the registration page. This is the thank you page, which has the webinar session link. It has a link to open it in an external browser. For reference, whenever this opens, this will just automatically redirect to the webinar once it's actually live. So in 1 minute, it's going to redirect. On this page, we also have a short explainer video about our product. This is something that you can do on your actual AI registration and thank you page. You can apply a short little VSL to the page to teach people about your product before they get into the webinar. So this is absolutely awesome. This worked super well. And then we offer an extended free trial. So this is great because it means the people that register for your webinar get the best possible offer from you. And then they can start an extended free trial immediately with your product or with your AI automation agency, or they can just claim it via a code. So this is really stupid cool. Now let's go back to viral meetings, and I'm going to show you exactly how else we set up this webinar. So whenever you create your first webinar inside of viral meetings, you'll go to the webinars page, which you'll see under webinars. Then you can click new webinar. And then what you do in this entire process is you can either create an automated or a live webinar. Again, I am a fan of automated webinars. They've done me really well, but if you want to do live webinars, you can do one like every night, every week, or one a month. I just prefer automated webinars because it can reach more people more consistently. So with our automated webinar, we will go ahead and throw in a name. We'll throw in a title. I usually keep the title and the name to be the exact same. Then our webinar duration. This is dependent on the recording that you create. So again, automated webinars are off of a recording, and you can tell people that. Like, you can say in your recording, hey, thanks for joining the webinar. This is a recorded webinar, but I'm glad that you guys are here, and you can put messages in the chat and I will respond to you. I'll get on that in a second. And however long that recording is, you just put your duration in here for 1 hour and 30 minutes, whatever it is. Then you can upload things like your logo. You can set your domain. You can include your webinar schedule. So this is the next part. You'll include what we just saw were those just-in-time sessions, where it actually shows different sessions and when they're available on the website. So again, and we can actually see here is the webinar that is just now starting. So on the registration page, whenever people go to register, so on the registration page, whenever someone goes to register, this is that just-in-time where it's like there's one in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. That's what a just-in-time webinar is. You'll set those up. You'll set up the date format, schedule dates. I set this up as just every single day, except for Sundays. And then you can go to the next screen. Then you can build a registration widget. This is awesome. So you can actually build it on your platform, on your own site. So if you create a page in Lovable, you can embed it on Lovable, which is great. And all you have to do for this is literally just install the webinar actual registration widget with the instructions. Just copy the pieces of code and throw them into your Lovable prompt, and then it will add them into the site. Then you can do the exact same thing with the thank you page, either embedding it on your site or building it on their platform. Then you can go on to the watch room. So the watch room, this is where you can actually customize the video. You can upload the videos. So I will usually build this on viral meetings because it's a little bit easier, but all you have to do is click set video source and then include a link to a video or upload a video to your actual account right here and then select it here. So that will upload it into this setting. And then as you can see here, this is that webinar. So the webinar is running right now. We can see it is going, and this gives the viewer a live sort of experience with that recording that you've made. And you can see I made it right here, just uploaded to the platform, and it runs 24/7 for me. It just makes my life super, super easy. We also got some chat messages for people that are in the webinar itself too, which is super, super cool. So back to the watchroom builder. Once you finish out building your watchroom, you can build out a replay page, which is great. And then you can include email notifications. So this is the other part that's great about viral meetings and webinar softwares like this. You can include notifications for people that, let's say, only watched 25% of the webinar, or watched 50%, or watched 75%, or 100%. Ones that clicked the offer, ones that didn't click the offer. Like, you have so many different emails that you can set up in order to nurture your customers, and you don't have to set up custom triggers or anything like that. These are already made for you. You just click edit, you add in your text and what you want them to do. Even though most of these are already pre-made, then you can just send these to your customers. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. You can also integrate this with GoHighLevel. And whenever someone registers, you can add a tag or you can add them to a workflow. This will automatically pull in your workflows webinars from GoHighLevel, and then you can just throw them into a workflow automatically, which makes things really freaking easy. And then you can do more like webinar attendance and interaction triggers and such like that. So there's so much that you can do with that webinar. And then once you click complete, you're done. Your webinar is created. You can host it on your Lovable site and you can send people to your webinar. Now, the last part about the webinar, whenever you're actually doing sales for your AI automation agency, is the actual sales part. Again, go to saassuite.ai/webinar. You can check out my webinar, watch the whole thing, and you'll be able to actually see what my sales page looks like. For our actual sales page in our webinar itself, we have saassuite.ai/special. Again, you can check this out. This is all what I've been running for my webinar. This was tested with some of the best people in the webinar space doing hundreds of millions of dollars in webinars. And you can see we've got some features, we have different plans, and we have a big, massive one-time plan for actually a yearly one-time annual payment in order to get people into the webinar process. And then this just goes to a payment link. It's pretty straightforward. And the best part about this is this just runs in the background for me. I don't have to actually get on sales calls with people. Now, the only other part that you might be missing about this when you're actually looking at this is, hey, Andrew, I know I need to get people to auto webinars, obviously, but how do I get people to the webinar, right? You can sell them on the webinar. That's super easy, but how do you actually get people there? How do you get the right people there? There's a few different strategies that you can go about for getting leads to webinars. My favorite is just buying leads lists and cold emailing them. That is so easy. So buy leads lists and then upload them to Facebook as custom audiences and then run Facebook ads just to those people. That's one of the easiest things that you can do with Facebook ads if you have the budget to be running Facebook ads. These are all webinars. All the ones that I've made have come from Facebook ads. That's how I run my webinars because it's easiest to track things and I can scale it. It's really straightforward. You can do it for a multitude of ways. You can even create webinars and then just run cold email campaigns to those auto webinars. So rather than emailing people and telling them to book a call, you tell them to go watch a webinar first. That way, either A, they book a call off of the webinar and they're already nurtured with like an hour and a half of listening to you talk, or B, they actually go straight to that sales page and just immediately get started with you and you never have to talk to them. Like that makes things so stupid easy. Now, if you have any questions about actually running auto webinars, feel free to drop comments in this video, or you can join our free community. All of the links are in the description of this video. So the link for viral meetings, the link for our community, and other resources will be down there. Of course, if you have any questions, you can just drop them in the comments. I'm happy to help you guys out with webinars, and I'm excited to go on this journey with you. So hop on board and let's run some webinars together. As always, my name is Andrew, and thank you very much for watching.